So we are going to be making a landscape. First we're going to sketch it out, and then we will work on blending and filling it in with our oil pastels. So for landscapes, we want to make sure that we have a background and a foreground. So the foreground is what's in the front, what's really big, what's really close to you. The background is maybe something that's really far away. So maybe like a really tiny tree in the background, right? So we also have the middle ground, which could be anywhere in between those two, right? Maybe there's a house in between. So for my landscapes, I'm gonna start with a big, maybe I'll do like a path, winding back. And for the path, I'm going to start big and make my path skinnier as it goes back. Now I might decide to put some hills in. So hills kind of just go up and to the edge of my page. And what we do is we overlap them. So there might be a hill over here that also goes up. And maybe even like a littler hill. Maybe in the background, there's even some mountains. Mountains you can make by doing zigzag lines. Right? And to make your mountains look even more realistic, you can overlap your mountains the way that we did the hills. So maybe I'll add, another mountain here, or maybe there's like a little bit of a mountain going on here. And then I'm gonna put maybe like the sun in the sky or something. And I'm not very good at drawing circles, but that's okay. So you're gonna sketch out your idea first. Your idea shouldn't look like mine. You should have your own idea. So my path is going up over my hill. Once you have your sketch, then you can start to color with your oil pastels. So you have a bunch of different colors. I'm gonna do, green for my grass. And the trick for using oil pastels is to think about it like paint. So the more you apply, the more it will blend. And if you think about the background and the middle ground and the foreground, anything close to you is gonna be really light. Anything far away is gonna get darker and darker. So my mountains might even be like a silhouette in the back. They might almost look black. So I would probably fill this in black. And you're gonna take your time filling this in, but because I just wanna show you very quickly what you could do, this is my example. So this might be my mountains in the background. And maybe this other mountain, I could do gray. And if you're gonna make gray, you need to mix black and white. So I'll put black and white. So that's my other mountain. I know on the tips of mountains sometimes there's a little bit of snow, so we could put blend the tips of the mountain. And so on. Maybe I'll mix in a little bit of blue with my mountain just to give it some color. So maybe I'll use my darker green for my hills that are farther back, right? So I have these hills, I have this hill, which is gonna be a lot darker, right? And maybe this hill back here, I should mix with a little bit of black because we want it to be darker, right? Because it's farther back. So this one we could do dark green, this one we could do regular green, this one we can do light green. You could always mix some white with the green as well to help blend it. And I had a little bit of black still on my pastel, and that's okay. So when in doubt, use your white to blend it out. That's my little catchphrase. When in doubt, use white to blend it out. So I would just keep going. Maybe I'll make my path brown, right? Fill it Again, I'm doing this really, really, really fast. You're gonna take your time. And maybe for the background of the sky, you could do like a sunset. And a sunset is made with warm colors. So our warm colors are colors like red, orange, yellow, and even pink can kind of be warm too. So if you want to make a background that's kind of like a sunset, you can just mix those three colors different ways. So maybe I'll apply kind of like a strip of yellow first, then apply some orange, and some red. So this is my landscape. It's coming along pretty good. You could try and do like a nightscape, so the sky would be more like our cool colors, which would be purple, blues, and greens. So that would be good for like a night landscape. Maybe you could put a little house over here. Make it look a little 3D. We can bring it back into space. So maybe you put a house in there, or a fun way to do flowers is to just put like little dots like this, and it kind of makes it look like there's flowers in the field. You could do that with pinks and reds. And this is called stippling. Stippling is when you do a bunch of little dots like this. So again, I would keep going until I fill out my whole space, and I would do a better job with blending them together. So for example, up here, I'd probably blend these together a little bit better, and I wouldn't leave white space. But that's your basic example of a landscape using oil pastels. Have fun.